Hello and welcome to the second part of this making of series of John the Film Composer. My name is still Frank, and today I would like to talk about the orchestration I've used in the piece When Night is Falling. And I try to be as practical as possible, because we want to get to results quickly, as opposed to philosophize about the infinite number of options. So let's focus on just one aspect of orchestration for now, and that is contrast. Contrast can be applied to many things, like instrument sections, register, dynamics, rhythm, tempo, and so on. If contrast was your base of thinking, then this would have reduced many options naturally. But let me give you some actual examples from the piece. I'm starting with vertical structures in the high woodwinds. When they move into melody in octaves, the strings take over the chords. And this works in the same register because it's a softly played passage and melody and chords come from different instrument sections. This is contrast in color. Then the horns and a piccolo flute 2 octaves above repeat the line. This not only creates contrast in register and color, it also prepares for the brass to kick in, which give you contrast in dynamics. Look at the tempo in the next section. After the ritardando, the tempo goes up from 72 BPM to 86 BPM, but only for 3 bars. Then it comes down again, and this is because of the main motif. The strings switch from chords to melody in octaves. The brass section takes over harmony. The woodwinds are being used for decoration and doubling of the melody. Obviously, this all gets more dynamic and energetic right now. And I continue that path in order to build to the climax. Noticed that there is more movement added in the low strings, and this has been done to balance the increase of energy and power coming from the brass section above. And when you look at the MIDI notes, you see that everything moves up and downwards equally. This is a solid way to balance an orchestral climax. And when we listen to the brass without the tuba, it becomes very obvious that you need to have a strong low end in order to make this work. After the climax, I start in the high register again and work my way down by going through different instrument sections. Also, I added more energy and dynamics as I repeat the line. Now we move into the loudest segment of the piece. For sure, this is a good opportunity to use lots of brass. The horns are the motor and play staccato chord tones. The trombones take care of the melody, but they play in the same register as the horns. So, I'm using woodwinds to help the trombones project into the higher register. Also, the trumpet chimes in from time to time in octaves to the trombones. And here comes a very good advice for orchestration in general. It is enough to have the harmony in just one section of the orchestra. There is no need to double harmony in other sections, unless you're looking for color. That's why the strings are playing a little sideline in octaves. And as you might have guessed already, this gap in the strings is the register the horns and trombones are occupying already. In order to get a transparent orchestration, don't write too many things into the same register. The last thing I would like to show you is this little scale tone run. It is being played by the strings first, then repeated by the woodwinds, and lastly repeated by harp and celeste. This gives a very cool effect as it grabs the attention for a short moment. Again, this is contrast in color. Of course, orchestration is way more complex than just contrast. But actually, contrast is a very good and solid starting point. And as with composition, orchestration is an ongoing process. You commit to something, and this leads to the next decision. You are free to add or reduce the amount of contrast later, when you listen to the piece as a whole. If you want to learn more about composition and orchestration, the M.I.T.A course will definitely help you with that. Write us an email or get in touch with us personally on Facebook. And now, for the last time, let's have a listen to the whole piece When Night is Falling. This is Frank from Music Interval Theory Academy. Many thanks for watching, I hope you got something out of it, and have a great day. Bye-bye.